Hi guys, good evening. We are going to do a Christmas Advent calendar, and I'm going to do it on an old window that I had gotten from a friend. So right now I'm going to clean my windows because I want it to be free of any dust and particles, so then my paint will stick really well. I know you guys can't see this window very well because it's really big, and the way my camera is, it can only get part of it. So this window is about 36 inches wide and about I think it was 23 inches tall. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a Christmas countdown on this window. So I have my Christmas countdown transfer, and then I have a bunch of numbers. So I'm just gonna put them around, and then I have a Christmas tree that I'm gonna decorate on there as well. So right now I'm going to do the Christmas countdown. So I want to mark my center on my board, or on my stencil. Apologize, my daughter is sharpening pencils. Now I'm fuzzing my transfer, but you can't see because my transfer, or my board, towel, whatever, you know what I mean, is off camera. So, okay. Make sure that's free of any bubbles. Okay, and I think I'm going to do this in probably red and do some green. So let's see. Let's do, what did I do with my colors? Okay, so we're going to do probably the garden herb and the candy apple in white. So I'm going to do this in red. I want it to be bright. So I'm just going to get, about stuck the wrong end of my squeegee in there. Forgive me. Okay, so I'm just going to go right across my stencil. And if you're just joining me, I am doing a Christmas Advent calendar on a window. Okay, let's change my squeegee color. Now, I'm working with paste, and I want it to stick really well to the window, so I need to work rather quickly. So I'm gonna get the garden herb. And I'm just gonna do these little leaves. Put my colors out. I guess I am done with the red, so I don't need any more red. Now I'm gonna do the white. I'm gonna use a smaller squeegee. So I'm gonna do the stars and the snowflakes. Oops. Apparently that snowflake's gonna be a little green. It's alright.
you peel it off.
Okay, and now I'm just gonna peel it. And there is Christmas Countdown. Is there anybody watching who is a Christmas lover? Who loves Christmas? Who's, you know, that's one of my favorite holidays. I don't know about you guys. Okay, I'm just stirring my white paste. It seemed kind of a little dry. Okay, let's see, then I'm gonna go ahead and do my Christmas trees. That way they have time to dry before I do my numbers. So on the Christmas tree, it has these little marker things up in the corner. So then when you do your next layer, you can line it up for placement. So then your layer 1 and layer 2 line up correctly. So I'm going to do layer 1, which I need to label these, because this is the first time I'm using them. So tree number 1. Usually they have a number down in the corner, but this time they don't. So I'm just writing on the back in what sequence order they go into. Okay. So I have 1, 2, and 3. So typically on this, I would want to do the first layer really dark, the next layer lighter, and then so forth. Let me fuzz this first. Okay. I'm just going to line it up as best as I can. Okay, so I think on these colors, let's see, we have green envy, and then I have this green lime. I think the green lime might be a little much. You know what, we're gonna go for it. Who cares? Okay, so the first layer we're gonna do the garden herb, and can you guys see? Yeah, you can see over there. Okay, so I'm gonna do the garden herb as the first layer. Now I'm gonna do a tree on this side, and then I'm gonna do a tree on the other side of my window. Just put that there. Okay, so I'm just gonna peel this up, and I do not have to, oh, I was gonna mark my corner. That's right. So then I knew where to place it. Okay, so I'm just gonna peel this up. And I don't have to wash it off if I'm going to reuse it immediately. So I'm just going to peel this up. And there's my tree on that side. And then I'm just going to line it up on this side. I don't know if you guys can't see very well. Kind of lined up with the bottom. My hands are gonna get green, but I can wipe this right off the window, so it's not that big of a deal. I just want to make sure that my seam on the tree doesn't bleed. Okay, then I want to make sure my hands are all nice and clean so I don't make a bigger mess. Okay, so we're going to do this tree. And I'm going to scrape up the excess. Can you guys still see? Kind of. Okay, and then I'm just going to wipe my I'm going to wipe my squidgy clean. Okay, and that was the Green Envy. Oh, forgot my little markers again. Mark that corner, mark that corner. And I know you guys can't see the little marker things very well. You can kind of see it right here. That's going to be for my placement marker when I do the second layer. Okay, and then I'm just going to peel this up. Whoops. Knocked my squeegee holder off the wall. Okay, and then I'm just going to run the hairdryer real quick so I can dry my trees so I can go ahead and do the next layer. So bear with me. Okay. Now when the paste dries, it turns kind of a different color. It's kind of a matte color. Okay, so we're going to do the second layer, and again, I have these little markers on these transfers. I don't know if you guys can see that. I made one on the first layer, so I just have to line that up, and then I'll be able to line up the rest of the tree. So I can just line it up through here, which, let me fuzz it first. When you put these stencils on windows, you will really want to fuzz your transfer, otherwise it could ruin your transfer. So, I'm sorry if I'm in the way. I'm trying to line this up. Which, I think I'm going to do it like this, so I don't have to peel up part of that tree.
Oopsie.
And let's see. Okay, I think I got that lined up for the most part. So we'll see how it looks when I put it down. Okay. Yeah, that looks fairly lined up. And you can kind of see the outline of the previous layer. Well, not so much. Let's see. You can't see that very well. Okay. So I'm going to do that layer, and I'm going to do it in the Key Lime, which is the lighter color. Because I'm trying to give my tree that effect where it's darker, and then you do a lighter layer, and then the layer on top will be white. So I'm just going to scrape up the excess. There is the lighter layer. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. Okay. And when you scrape up the excess, you should be able to still see your transfer through the stencil and through the ink, or through the paste, I should say, because we are using chalk paste. Okay, and then I'm just going to peel up this layer. And then our last layer is going to be white, which I could have done this in white, but I just wanted you to see the effect of multi-layers. So let me run the hairdryer to dry these up. Okay, so our last layer is going to be white on the trees. And I'm going to do it again where I'm going to line up the little marker thing. After I fuzz it. Again, I forgot to fuzz it. And with you doing multiple layers on a window, you will want to fuzz your transfer, because if you do not, you will peel up your previous layers of your paste, and that can be rather frustrating. So I'm just going to line that up. And we're going to do this layer in white. I'll squish it. So this is kind of a subtle snow, but you get the idea. Again on this side. Whoop. The paste can get messy, but it's so easy to clean up. Okay, so we're going to do this side. there is that layer on the tree. Okay, so next we are going to do our numbers. And the way the numbers were when I cut them out was they were in multiples of 5. So 1 through 5, 6 through 10, 11 through 15, and so on and so forth. So I cut them apart, and I'm going to make the advent calendar how I want to make it, according to my window. So let me reposition just a tad bit so you guys will be able to see a little more. There we go. Okay. So my first set is going to go up here, and I'm going to do probably 1 through 7 because I think that's all I can fit up there. And then I'm going to continue the rest of the numbers going this way. So I'm going to peel this off, fuzz my transfer because I'm doing this on a window. And I think I'm going to do the numbers in white. So I'm just going to line up my numbers. I'm going to line up the edge of the stencil with the bottom portion of the window. So that should give me enough room for 6 and 7. And it should be spaced out evenly. So and again, these are silk screen stencils. Very easy to use, just like screen printing on a shirt, except you do it on whatever your little heart desires. Today, mine is a window. You can almost do this effortlessly. I cannot talk today. Okay, and then I'm just going to peel this up without making my transfer stick to each other. Look how crisp and nice those numbers look. It's beautiful. Okay, so then let's see, I don't need to run my hair dryer because the edge of the 6 is not going to affect my 5. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm just going to peel off the back, fuzz it, so I'm just going to line up I'm going to space out my 6 and my 7 probably about, that looks about right spacing wise. Let's see, 3 winder. Okay, so I'm going to put my 6 and my 7 right there. Is there anybody watching that does advent calendars for Christmas? Okay, I'm going to peel this up. Now I got my 6 and my 7. I'm just going to lay this down. Kind of have a little oopsie right here. Oh, if you guys can see that, you can't. Got a little bit of paste on the window. Okay, So since I'm not sure where I'm going to put 8, 9, and 10, I'm going to go ahead and do 25 and work my way backwards according to the window. I can't stop. You can wait. Okay, and then the next, so I'm gonna go ahead and do, what you can't see, I'm gonna line up the bottom of the window, and then I'm gonna move my phone so you guys can see. There. You can kind of see a little better. It's a little dark. Okay, so then I should be able to fit 20 through 17. Or 17 through 20, I should say. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do $25. 24. 23, 22. So since I'm chalking on an old window, how many of you guys have old windows just laying around at your house that you can actually do something creative with? Okay, and then I'm just going to peel up these numbers. If you guys know somebody who really loves Christmas or is into the whole Advent calendar thing, feel free to tag them in this video or share this video with them and they can create their own. Okay, then I'm just gonna fuzz 16 through 20. And let's see, that's about a little more than a finger width. But I want to make sure I get it lined up. So that looks about right. Okay, so there's 17 through 20. And then all I have left is 16, I guess 8 through 16. So I'm just gonna roll this somehow. And I'm gonna line up my 16 with my 25. Actually, this will be 8, 9, and 10. Make sure I got enough room for these numbers. Yep, I can do them all at once. Perfect. Now I'm just going to line this up as best I can. And I'm just going to line up the 16. So then I can just do all of these at once. And what you can do for this advent calendar is, I've seen people, I think they can buy mini wreaths and just tie a piece of ribbon to it and, you know, just move it so it's a circling the number of December that it falls on. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. I might try to find a mini wreath. Okay, we're on 14. December 14th, my daughter's birthday. Scraping up the excess. Okay, and I'm going to start with 16 and pull it up. Then I'm going to go 15. Sorry, Ben. I'm almost done. Apparently my husband's crying about football. And then the last one. And there is my advent calendar on a 36 by 23 inch window. Now this window is huge, and I know you can't see it all in the video, so I'm going to try to move my phone so you can actually see just how big this is. Let's see. That kind of gives you an idea. Sorry. And this is my hand, so I mean, that just tells you how big this window is. And it says Christmas countdown, and it has some trees, and it has 1 through 25. Again, these are silkscreen stencils, so if you guys are interested, please let me know. Share the video. Tag somebody who loves Christmas. It might give them some ideas for some items that are laying around their house that they could easily turn from trash to treasure. Thanks for watching, guys.